Tough result, hard-fought draw tonight, Pablo. Tonight we saw the second start by Noel Caliscan. Talk us through his performance tonight.
No, I thought he did a really good job. I think Noel's a thinker of the game, and did a really good job of neutralizing their midfield on defense. And I thought he was calm on the ball on offense. And it just goes to show the jump in level where, after whatever it was, 70 minutes, he starts cramping. And that is the jump from, MLS Next to the big time. So I think that's an area that he needs to improve. But I think he, puts himself in the equation with the group. I thought he had a really good game.
Yeah, and then towards the end, obviously giving up that last game-tying goal by Portland. What do you think was just lacking by the team overall?
Well, again, just looking back at it, we had numbers behind the ball, and just fell asleep on the back post. And again, I think the story for me is that we did a really good job controlling the game, playing the game the way we wanted it to play out. And it's these things where in the last two games we've given up 3 poor set pieces. So got to go back and evaluate, like what can we do more in those moments in training. But again, it's about experience in those moments. It's about understanding how important these moments are, because life doesn't tell you when you're at risk. You never turn your back on the ball, and we had too many guys on the corner kick turn their back on the ball. We had just a ball go right down the middle of the goal on a set piece. These moments are killing us, and they're moments that are the easiest to defend because you have a chance to set up. But what's your mindset going into it? Is it a time to rest, or is it a time to prepare for a threat? And so those are things that we'll talk about heading into next week.
Thank you.
Yep.
You guys clinched a playoff spot tonight with Austin's loss, and then with your guys' tie tonight. 4th time in a row. You've made the playoffs all 4 years as head coach here. What do you think you can attribute to that, and what does it mean for this club, I guess, to consistently be in that race?
No, again, for as much as listen, I think the coaching has been great here, and I'm referencing the staff. In the years before and even this staff, it's been great. But that's really about, for me, it's all about mindset of the players. It's really about commitment from the players, and I think that's what is special about this group. Players come and go, the mindset stays the same. The commitment to try to be a top team in this league continues, and I think that's the goal for us, is to be a perennial. Not only a perennial playoff team, but to play an exciting brand, to get results, but more importantly, and I say this every post game, is you want guys on the field that are going to fight for each other, and that to me is a contagion. And there's been some other performances where it's felt lifeless, but these last 2 performances were spirited, were gritty. And that comes from the players' mindset and what because it's, for as much as I want to win, right? It's about what they want for their careers and what they want for their own legacy. Because these are the guys that affect results in real time. And in the last couple games, you see Ando and you see Crooksy and Dominic and Luna. You start to feel like this group is really coming into its own at the right time, and now we just got to minimize silly situations that we have complete control over. But so I attribute it to the guys that really enjoy being with each other, that work hard for each other, and that want to be better footballers every single day.
I think you might have kind of answered it there at the end, but is there anything about this game that's going to keep you up tonight that just thinking about?
No. It's the universe. You put in an equation. It's like an equation. You put in said players on the field, said situations, and it computes. It spits out whatever it is. And so I think and that's why I always talk about mentality, and because at the end of the day, if you're alert, if your mind is right, if you believe, if you fight, you always have a chance in this league. And so as far as keeping me up at night, it's just thinking about what exercises we can put together to mimic, which it's impossible to mimic fatigue, the nerves, the amount of pressure. And that's always the toughest part. Because when we do set pieces, they're great. But they don't do it after they ran back 70 yards. They don't do it when you're up 2-0. They don't do it. You can't mimic that part of stuff. So what I'm going to ask is more leadership in those moments to make sure that if we get beat on the run of play, there are tactical adjustments you can make. This is more being dialed in the moment. So I would say that, if anything, that.
Marchuk had the assist and was really emotional, and then the way he went out and played tonight, some of the touches, some of the passes, obviously the goals, you see the confidence building in him?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, again, Dominic for me is, I think he's a lot like Andres, but I think he's acclimating a little bit quicker. His role is so comfortable to him. He's making good decisions on the ball. He has ideas from that wide position. And I think when you score and assist, you start building this confidence and that you belong. It's the easiest way to ingratiate yourself into the group is to produce on the offensive side. But I'd also add to that, his defensive work rate is top-notch. And he's honest as the day is long. And when you put those things together, you have a fantastic teammate and a fantastic player.
You've talked about Diogo's quality. Was that on full display in that goal?
I think so. I think he had another one that another great opportunity, and again, I think that's his class. And it's definitely a performance to build on. I think it gives him confidence within the group, and that's great because at the end of the day, we want our 10s to all be flying and all be competing for those spots. We don't want anything given here. We want 11 dogs, and ideally we have 20 dogs on game night, and those guys come in and do their thing.
It felt like you had the 11 dogs in the first half, the number of negative passes that you forced them to make back into their own half. But did it feel like that after the substitution started at the hour mark?
No, it didn't, DJ. And that's something that we have to look at and address as well. And that's really the toughest things, the toughest pill to swallow, I think, for me. We can talk about set pieces and this, and we will get better at that, and we will be dialed in. But it just felt like we lost a little bit of our oomph in the pressing when the changes were made. And so that's the reality of it. I'm gonna leave that for Tuesday. And again, I think for it must be so annoying for you guys to sit here and listen to me talk about mentality and fight and how important defending is from the front. Because mentality of our team always starts at the front. And when the commitment is there, you see the 8 guys behind that working their tails off, and we're winning balls and creating great opportunities. When that's not there, it's almost like we're in disarray. We're waiting for it. We're not getting it. So, again, there's a few things to nibble on as we head into next week. But again, I'm really proud of the performance tonight, and just so unfortunate that the 2 set pieces kind of led us astray.
Anderson Julio, I know there's 11 dogs, but sometimes it seems like there's a bigger dog out there. Does he just key the press in the way nobody else on the team does?
Yeah, and maybe no other, I don't think there's another person in the league that presses like he does from the front. I really don't. And it's not like he doesn't do it because he's being told. He does it because he wants the team to win, and he knows how important his role is. And then when you put whatever goals that he has, 10 goals and however many assists, I mean, he is, for the way we want to play, he's prototypical striker, right? He's a guy that just never quits. And again, I think when we hurry teams, it's difficult to play. And then you have 10 dogs behind you. It's difficult. And not only it's difficult for teams to play through us, but it also rewards us with opportunities in front of goal because their teams are expanded and they want to, and so we're always facing a disorganized defense.
You got 4 points out of the last 3 games in these 8 days and gave up 9 goals. I know players and you like to talk about hoisting trophies, but defensively, this club doesn't look anything like what it looked like back in the spring and early summer.
I think you're spot on, DJ. You can't concede 3 goals a game. You just can't, you know, and that's another area that we're going to have to address. You know, it's – I don't know what to tell you, but you're absolutely right. You cannot hoist anything when you're taking 3 every game or 2 every game. It's just not – it's at this level, it's impossible. And again, the hardest thing to do in soccer is to score goals. It's the hardest. That's why typically games are 1-0, 2-1. But when you're, you know, kicking 2 in your back of your own net, it makes it there's no attack that's going to be good enough to win a trophy like that.
Thanks, Pablo.
Thanks, guys.
Diego, congrats on the goal tonight. Obviously, you had to go through VAR. What was your mindset? Did you have any second thoughts, or were you kind of second guessing that overall?
No, I guess I didn't know either. I was just in the moment, but I just saw Pablo on the sideline saying it's a goal. So I kind of had a feeling that something was up and that they were going to call it a goal. So, but yeah.
And then
it's kind of upset that I just didn't get to celebrate. That's kind of
Absolutely. And obviously, you guys clinched the playoff
Yeah.
spot tonight. What does that mean for this club moving forward?
Yeah, I think that's another playoff clinch that we got, and that we can, say that every year I've been here, we've clinched the playoff, right? So for my time here, I'm happy, and for the club in general, that's another progress point, right? So, yeah.
Manolo. There were 6 goals scored tonight. A lot of scoring. You guys had 3. The firepower on this team to be able to bring guys like Diogo and Chicho off the bench. Is that pretty cool to just be part of such a potent attacking team?
Yeah, I think we got a very deep attacking bench when it comes to something like that. So, yeah, just to whoever we start have power in the game, and then to have, if that's not working, to have people on the bench to come in and see what they can do is really, comforting in that point.
And then Pablo touched on several things that you guys would like to work on over the next couple weeks as the playoffs get closer. Defense being one of the bigger ones. You guys give up 3 goals in the second half tonight. In your mind, I guess maybe what are some of the biggest things that you'd like to see improved upon, and personally, like kind of what are you trying to work on?
I think just the team in general. I don't think they had many chances. I think it was 2 set-piece goals, right? 3 in the past 4 days, right? And it's that's just unacceptable. I think it's just moments where we win this game 3-1, if anything, if we're locked in those situations. And I just don't think that's something that we should be allowing, or we should just be saying, oh, we'll get it next time. It's just not acceptable, and I think that's something we need to work on and be locked in 90 minutes, and moments like that just can't happen.
Had some nice play today in both halves, but obviously gave it 3 goals. How is the team gelling now that the new players have had an opportunity to spend some time playing and practicing with the team? And maybe how close do you think you are to being where you want to be to finish the season?
Yeah, I think, like I said, we got to be we're trying to hit the stride at the right time, right, to go into playoffs and be in the right form. But I think it's only been 2-3 games that we've had new guys come in and fully have training under their belts and all this stuff. So I think we still have time for these guys to adjust and continue to bring more, of what they can do. And for me, I haven't been in form lately, but now to get back into it, and I'm feeling better. So hopefully being able to pick that up and with a goal tonight, and hopefully continue to progress myself, and I'm feeling better. So I'm happy about that.
Thank you.
Diego,
Yeah.
Hispanic Heritage game
Yeah.
today. We saw you with the Mexican flag.
Yeah.
Just wanted to ask you what it means to have Mexican descendants.
Yeah.
And also if that was kind of like a wink to the Mexican national team. They're like, I'm here in case you need me.
Yeah, I think I didn't think about it that deep. I think it was more of just my background and for my family and for my parents, right? Showing, that of course I am Mexican, and that's not gonna, just because I played with the U.S. so far, is not gonna take away anything. And yeah, if they want to take it like that, then whatever they want to take it as. But I'm Mexican American, so it doesn't really change anything.
And to your celebration,
Yeah.
was it going to be a new dance or was it going to be something we saw in the past?
Nah, it was gonna be a new dance. Yeah, it was gonna be something funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
we missed it.
I know. I'll try to hit it in Austin next week. So, yeah.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Diego, earlier in the year, this was one of the top defensive teams in the league. Can you address the 9 goals allowed in the last 4 games, and what has happened as the season reaches the most important games that the club isn't as good defensively as it was earlier in the year?
Yeah, I think that's, like I said, right, something we need to work on, set pieces and just moments. I don't think these goals are goals are where they're breaking us down and doing stuff like that. I think it's more of decision-making on our parts, being locked in moments. And like I said, that's not something, you can train it, but it's all just mentality. Are you going to be locked in for 90 minutes? And that's what we need to win. So it's all about moments.
Anyone else?
All good.
Thanks, Diego. Yep, sure. Dominic, congratulations on your goal.
Gratulacje na gol.
It seemed like you came out very aggressive tonight. Did tonight feel different for you?
Czy czujesz inne podczas tej meczy od innego?
Thank you. Tak,
Yes.
czułem się na pewno lepiej w tym meczu niż w poprzednim.
I'm sorry.
Na pewno jestem zadowolony
I'm satisfied with this.
z tego, że w 2 ostatnich meczach dałem asystę i strzeliłem bramkę, ale dzisiaj niestety ta radość jest dużo mniejsza niż w poprzednim meczu.
Felt a lot better during this game because I was able to get an assist on the board during the earlier match, and this match I was able to get a goal.
Bo zremisowaliśmy w końcówce tak naprawdę.
We let our foot off the gas at the end of this game a little bit.
Mecz, w którym bardzo dobrze graliśmy
We played really well,
i można powiedzieć, że straciliśmy dzisiaj 2 punkty.
and I'm glad that we were able to come away with a point.
Speaking of the defensive side, Pablo talked about your defensive work rate, that it's very good.
Mówiąc o obronie, Pablo powiedział, że on bardzo lubi, że dobrze grasz w obronę? Może? Okay.
Is that something that you feel like you can bring to this team? Is defense?
Czy czujesz, że to jest coś możesz dać do tej drużyny?
Tak.
Yes.
Trener ciągle nam powtarza, że dla niego jest bardzo ważne praca w obronie, praca w defensywie.
The coaches always say that it's very important for us to get back on defense.
Każdy zawodnik, nie tylko z defensywy, również i z ofensywy musi pracować dla drużyny.
Each player isn't only offensive or defensive, needs to play on both ends.
I tak, ja oczywiście gram na skrzydle, ale chcę pomagać drużynie nie tylko w ofensywie.
And of course, I play on the wing, but I want to play. I want to be able to help the team in whatever capacity I can.
Ale również i w defensywie, żeby pomóc drużynie, jak najbardziej w tym momencie tego potrzebuję.
And if defense is what the team needs at the time, then I'll be able to help out in that capacity as well.
Dominic, welcome.
Witam.
Has anything surprised you about the way that how MLS plays in the game? Have you had any surprises?
Czy jest coś inne w MLS od innych drużyn, w którym grałeś?
Na pewno różni się od Ligi Polskiej.
It definitely differs from the Polish league.
Uważam, że dużo jest tutaj zawodników lepszych indywidualnie.
A lot of the players are a lot better individually.
Ale na ten moment rozegrałem 4 mecze, 2 w pierwszym składzie.
I've only had about 4 matches so far with this league, with this team, so.
Ciężko coś powiedzieć. Na pewno jest duża intensywność.
It's hard to say, but at this juncture, there's a certain intensity.
What about you've come to a new country, you come to Utah. What about any culture shocks, and how are you adjusting to being here?
Przyjechałeś do nowego kraju i czy jest coś na temat szoku kultury, że możesz powiedzieć o Utah, jak to jest inne od Polski?
Na pewno jeśli chodzi o takie bardziej sprawy piłkarskie, to na pewno, że tak powiem, więcej jest tak zwanego luzu.
Luzu?
Jak to powiedzieć? Takiego komfortu. Spokoju.
Yeah, it's a lot chiller.
It's chiller, yes, od Polski.
Yeah, from Poland.
Ale kultury jeszcze dokładnie tutaj nie poznałem. Wiem, że są Mormony bodajże.
There's a difference in kind of the culture around the Mormons and the culture here.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Dziękuję.
Very good.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.